Language learners, I have a question for you today. Is technology helping your progress or hindering your progress? I think it's very easy for language learners today to spend way too much time hiding behind their screens and never truly getting to know anybody or making friends with anybody that they can actually use their foreign language with. I think maybe they're thinking they can approach learning a foreign language like they would other academic subjects, where it's really just about content, absorbing the content or learning the content and then performing a certain skill. Well, it's maybe partly like that, but the thing is, how do you perform this skill of having this foreign language? Well, you use it in conversation with other people. That's where the rubber meets the road, so to speak. So I want to encourage you today to make an assessment of how you're spending your time online. What are you doing with your devices exactly? How much time are you spending on Duolingo? How much time are you spending on YouTube? How much time are you spending on italki? How much time are you spending listening to podcasts? And make sort of an assessment there of which platforms you're on, how much time you're spending, and then look at what you've written down and think about how much of this time is actually practicing using the language with real people. That, I think, is a critical question that should be concerning most of you language learners out there. Now, some language learners are learning languages purely for the intellectual stimulation or their love of the pursuit of academics and study. And that's fine. I'm not trying to burst your bubble. Pursue that if you want to pursue that. But I think, most language learners out there are probably learning foreign language because they hope, maybe even subconsciously, that they're going to be using it in the future to actually make friends or travel or live in a different country or whatever. So something like that needs to be a part of your daily practice. Don't let your daily practice be something that's totally divorced from reality, the reality that you want to bring into existence. Don't let your practice be totally divorced from connecting with other people. And to come back to the topic of this video about the online tools is like, yes, there's so many great online tools and apps and programs out there, but it really comes down to how we use them. If we're not very cognizant or intentional about how we use them, it actually can grow a feeling in us of being isolated and unhappy because we're spending so much time actually alone. And there's also kind of an illusion of connection with social media too, isn't there? Because we connect with people, we have all these supposed friends. People are commenting on our posts, liking our post, sharing our post, maybe watching our videos or whatever, or congratulating us on our progress, celebrating our progress. But do we ever really know those people? Do we ever really spend time to communicate with them live in real time? Furthermore, do we ever actually see them? I know that's not always the most important thing to some people. Some people like to remain sort of anonymous. I think step one is to be able to chat live so that you know you're dedicating time to that person. That helps you and them to know that you really care about this friendship, is that you made time, you blocked off time to communicate live, right? The next step, I think, would be able to actually see them so you can get a read on the body language, the energy better, and actually see who they are and make sure they're not someone totally different from who you may think they are. You're not being tricked or cheated by some kind of scam artist. I don't know. Like, people, you never know how old people are, what gender are they, what country they come from. It could be someone who's totally putting you on. So I think to actually have that level of trust where I can show you who I am and what I look like is a good thing, generally speaking. Okay, and then the next level up, maybe level three, would be we actually can meet in person, which I still think is really so important. I've spent a lot of time tutoring online, teaching online, doing language exchange events and games online, and it is really fun. I do like it. I can honestly say that I've made friends across the world that I wouldn't have otherwise. But there's always something a little bit lacking when we don't have those people in our real physical presence. I've always loved to socialize with people around a table, whether it's sharing a meal, drinking tea, practicing foreign languages, doing some sorts of board games or card games, stuff like that. I found there's really no substitute for that. It's sort of like a whole mind and body and energy experience that it's really tough to replicate um, through the screen. So want you to make an assessment of that. Realize we're in an age where we have this interesting cross-sectioning happening where a lot of people are loving to learn foreign languages, despite the fact that AI is taking off, despite the fact that the automatic translators are getting better and better and faster. Still, people have a passion to learn foreign languages. But the thing is, I think it's easy for them to fall into a trap or go down this rabbit hole where they're employing technology in a poor way, and it's addicting them into a type of practice which is actually isolating them from other humans, and it's just keeping them on the platform, keeping them on the app, clicking and scrolling and poking and swiping and earning points or whatever. And they might be a learning content, which is good, but don't forget, you're not really connecting with anybody. And again, language learning is not really it's not merely a content learning experience. You actually have to learn how to engage with other people and communicate with other people. So it begins with being able to listen to other people really well. You can't skip over that stage. You're going to have to rack up a lot of hours of careful listening to other people who have slightly different accents, different pronunciations, different voices in that foreign language. And from there, you're going to have to learn how to produce. And from there, you're going to have to learn to have a real conversation where you actually create answers and create questions based on the real-time context of that conversation with that unique individual. So there's a whole lot of specialness that goes on when you're in live conversation with the other human being that you just don't want to miss out on. That is part and parcel of what learning a foreign language is all about. So make an assessment of the digital tools and programs that you're using and make sure you're using them in a good way that's really supporting your aims. And I hope this video can help you today. If you're struggling with this topic, leave me a comment down below. I'd love to help you out. And I also want to welcome you to come out and game with us because we have a vibrant online community that has been flourishing since April of 2023. We're trying to put the human connection back into people's language learning. So every Saturday, we're playing my online card game, Heading into Language Land. People from around the world. Every Saturday is a different language. So you can come out and actually make friends who are interested in your same target language. That's it for today's video, guys. Good luck with your language learning, and I'll see you back here next time.